Mama made me mash my M&Ms.
Oh, Buddy Holly Ben-Hur, Space Monkey Mafia.
If you've seen one incest movie, you've seen all the incest movies, you know?
Oh my god, it's Harry Styles!
Sushi jackknife, 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 sushi jackknife.
Sibilance. Do I sound warmed up?
Yeah, I think we did our vocal warm-ups.
Yeah.
I feel good.
Did you, when you were a kid
Yeah.
in school, did you ever have to do like vocal warm-ups in music class?
You know, I don't ever remember doing that. Can I tell you what I do remember?
Yeah.
I remember being in 4th grade, and I had a great music teacher in 4th grade. And the one thing I really remember from that class, besides, like, I loved, like, the day that she would get the percussion stuff out and we just hit shit together.
Yeah.
You know? I love that. Like the guiro with the, you know, that, that kind of thing. I love that. And I also remember her saying, when you sing you, don't sing chew. It's not chew.
Oh, I know people who have a major pet peeve about that.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Because I do it, I mean, now when I sing chew. I still sing chew, but I always think about it.
Yeah. It's, I'm trying to think what song it was. My wife isn't a huge fan. It's not a major pet peeve for her.
Okay.
But there was one song we were listening to where they kept, whoever it was, kept saying, with you, or without you, anything, whatever it was. And I think she was about to put her fist through the radio.
And, like Hoobastank, and the reason is chew. That came out on the radio the other day.
Oh, man.
They had 2 songs at one point, and now they only have 1.
Yeah.
That's the only song they get.
And honestly, I can't remember what the other one was.
I can't either.
I know there was more than one.
It was a heavier song.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just don't remember what it was.
No, so in elementary school, we always did a vocal warm-up.
Yes.
Where, and it's very weird to think about this was the vocal warm-up.
Yeah.
It was Mama Made Me Mash My M&Ms.
I've heard this before.
But what kind of mother is making their child mash the M&Ms?
That is pretty fucking sadistic when you think about it. Yeah.
It's not, there's no reason given.
No.
And even, I mean, I don't know that there's a good reason anyway.
Why would she do this to her child?
Mash them now.
That's a real...
Do it.
It's a real asshole move,
Yeah,
man.
it's not a good parenting call.
Mama made me mash my M&Ms. See, I didn't do it right.
Well, and you're supposed to sing it.
Oh, Mama made me mash
It's a Mama made me mash my M&Ms.
Oh, it's a scale.
Yeah. And then you just keep going up the scale.
Oh, Mama made me mash my M&Ms.
Yeah, just keep going until you're in falsetto.
Mama made me mash my M&Ms.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it always made me question, like, what was Mama's deal? What's her problem?
So I remember doing music stuff in kindergarten, but we didn't have like a music class. But I had this like, you know, were I not like, how old are you in kindergarten? 5, 6?
Yeah.
Were I not like 5 or 6, were I like 15, I would have had a huge crush on my kindergarten teacher. Mm-hmm. Her name was Miss North.
Okay.
And she was cool. She was like, she had just gotten out of college, and so she had all this energy. She's probably 22.
Life as a public school teacher hadn't beaten her down yet.
No, she was fresh and new and excited about teaching these little, you know, scallions. That's scallions.
She was teaching scallions, huh?
In Woodstock, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Is she still teaching? Do you know?
I don't know how to know. That's probably not by now. I mean, maybe if she was 22 in
you're,
like 1990,
you were
roughly
6.
Yeah, I was born in 84. So let's say it was 1990.
Okay.
So that was how long ago?
22. I mean, she
could still be teaching.
She should still be, because that's only like 50 something.
Yeah. Okay. Miss North, where are you?
Yeah.
I remember her long brown hair, her flowing skirts. It's that whole princess thing that kids,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of like that. She helped me tie my shoe. She was very nice. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be a real asshole kindergarten teacher move to not help kids tie their shoes? No,
you.
just trip.
Figure it out.
If you can't tie them, you shouldn't be wearing them. Get out of my class.
And then in first grade, my first grade teacher was like the polar opposite. She was, and I mean like polar, like cold. No, she was actually not bad, but she was like 80. And, white hair, like white perm.
Still fresh out of college.
Fresh out of college. We had, she had piano. And I remember us like gathering around the piano to sing.
Right.
Second grade, I don't remember. Third grade, I know we did music because I remember we sang Beatles songs. I remember singing like Yellow Submarine in third grade.
Oh, you know what? We did Yellow Submarine. You know what we did in music class that I still can't forgive any of my music teachers for?
What?
Billy Joel's We Didn't Start the Fire.
It was like a pop hit at the time.
That was in the music book. And every year they're like, let's do We Didn't Start the Fire. I don't get these references. I'm in third grade.
It's also like, of the Billy Joel canon, it's not his best song.
Who's Gorbachev? I don't understand.
We didn't start. And they're like, what kid can hit that note? We didn't start the fire.
Oh, yeah. Just imagine the Kids Bop version of that. And then imagine kids that aren't trained to be in Kids Bop singing it.
It was always burning since the world's been turning.
So from that, I have a disdain for that song and Billy Joel.
You do.
Yeah.
Oh, because the verses are like you're saying Gorbachev.
It's him trying to do Subterranean Homesick Blues.
Yeah.
But worse, like significantly worse.
Yeah. Or like it's the end of the world as we know it.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here are the lyrics. Harry Truman, Doris Day, Red China, Johnny Ray. South
pause.
Pacific. Okay.
How many of those references does a third grader in the 90s understand?
I only know 3 of them. I don't know who Johnny Ray is.
I don't know that either.
I know who Harry Truman is, Doris Day, and I understand the concept of Red China.
Yeah. Wouldn't have understood any of that in third grade.
South Pacific, Walter Winchell. Nope. Joe DiMaggio. Sure.
I knew who Joe DiMaggio was.
Well, you've always been a baseball fan. Baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
New York Yankees.
Joe McCarthy, Richard Nixon. Okay, got those 2.
Mm-hmm.
Studebaker Television. North Korea, South Korea, Marilyn Monroe. That's a weird line.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite have the same
It doesn't
cadence
make
as the others.
any sense.
Second stanza. Rosenbergs, they were killed.
Mm-hmm.
H-bomb, Sugar Ray, Panmunjom. Don't know what that is, but I'm sure y'all had a good time with that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure we all definitely mumbled through that and moved on.
They probably said pajamas or something. Brando, The King and I, and The Catcher in the Rye. Eisenhower vaccine. England's got a new queen. Marciano, Liberace, Santayana, Goodbye.
It's such a good song. It's such a well-written song.
Yeah. Joseph Stalin, Malenkov, Nasser, and Prokiev. Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc. Roy Cohn, C-O-H-N, Roy Cohn?
Yeah.
Roy Cohn, Juan Perón. Is that a baseball person?
No.
Okay.
Who was Juan Perón?
Tosciani, Dacron. Dien Bien Phu Falls. What the fuck? Rock Around the Clock.
Yeah.
It's like the last word.
Juan Perón was the president of Argentina.
Okay.
In the 40s and was overthrown in 1955.
Very interesting.
Not by Billy Joel, who had nothing to do with overthrowing Juan Perón, allegedly.
Let's be clear. Dien Bien Phu Falls?
Yeah.
Rock Around. It's like the last word he gives up on in every stanza.
Wait, it's I mean, he started writing, and then he's like, "Oh crap! Like I've started this whole thing.
Yeah.
How many verses do I need to have?
There's a lot.
Oh man, I'm just gonna have to throw some words in there.
Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn's Got a Winning Team, Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland. I know all of those.
That's the pop culture verse.
Bardo, Budapest, Alabama, Khrushchev. Alabama, Khrushchev. That's an interesting two words beside each other.
I like thinking about this song if he had done it in like the Trivial Pursuit way, where each verse is a different pie.
Different pie piece.
And the pop culture one, everyone understands. But then you get to the history, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what these are he's talking about. Perone? Who's Perone?
I played a lot of Trivial Pursuit. I was pretty good at it. I've always been decent at just remembering random bullshit.
Well, we played it at my house when I was a kid, but the issue was it was an old it was from the late 80s, early 90s.
So you had no fucking clue.
Well, some of it still applied.
Yeah.
But then going back to sports, it would be who hit the most home runs in a single season? That's right, Roger Maris. And you're like, no.
That's changed.
That's incorrect.
I seem to remember, I think pop culture was purple.
I can't remember.
And I think history is orange.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, dude. Oh man. And science was definitely green.
Science was I know science was green because green was the one no one ever got.
Yeah.
If you weren't doing it for a pie piece, the science question would be what scientist what scientist came up with E equals MC squared? And you're like, okay, I got this. And then you get the pie piece, and it's what is the 81st element on the table? Stop it.
Come on. Little Rock, Pasternak, Mickey Mantle, Kerouac. Sputnik, Chow and Lai.
Yeah.
Bridge on the River Kwai. Good line, good rhyme. Lebanon, Charles de Gaulle, California baseball. Starkweather homicide, children of thalidomide. Oh yeah, that was a horrible thing that happened, I seem to recall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buddy Holly Ben Hur, Space Monkey Mafia. You can't write that.
And you know what I want?
That's too good.
What I want is, the AI things where they program them?
Chat GPT and shit?
Yeah, I want someone to program an AI with this song and just keep pumping out "We Didn't Start the Fire" verses forever.
I think that could happen. Hula Hoops Castro, Edsel is a no-go. Okay. I know what hula hoops are in Castro. U2, Syngman Rhee, Payola, and Kennedy. Chubby Checker, Psycho, Belgians in the Congo. Okay. Hemingway, Eichmann, Stranger in a Strange Land. Dylan, Berlin, Bay of Pigs invasion.
Do you feel like the beginning of the song, he was sticking to an era?
Yeah.
And now he's just okay, what are things that existed? Slinky,
Campbell soup.
it's
Leon Trotsky.
Yeah, it's way out there now. None of them make any sense next to each other.
Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania. Ole Miss, John Glenn, Liston Beats Patterson. Pope Paul, Malcolm X, British politician sex. It's its own little poem right there.
What's the story between the British politicians? Or were they not allowed to have sex?
I don't know.
Were they having sex with people they shouldn't have been having sex with?
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
What if the story was just they had sex and everyone's like, whoa, hold on.
Wait a minute. JFK blown away. What else do I have to say? That's the most
We
telling
didn't start
line.
the fire.
Yeah. Right.
I think that's the one where he very passionately goes, "What else do I have to say?" Because even he by that point in the song does not buy what he's saying anymore.
He knows he's full of shit.
He's like, yeah.
Birth control, Ho Chi Minh, Richard Nixon back again. He used Nixon again. Moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, punk rock. That's a good one.
Okay.
What is it, like stressed, unstressed syllables?
Yeah.
Those are like dead on in that one.
That one's good.
Moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, punk rock.
However, I will also point out that the 1969 moon landing,
Yeah.
Woodstock in 1969,
Oh.
punk rock, late 70s.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Watergate, too, was later.
That really shouldn't be thrown in that lyric. It doesn't make sense in this context.
No. Begin, Reagan, Palestine, terror on the airline.
Now we're in the 80s.
Yeah. Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan. Forced rhyme there, buddy.
You know how people say Afghanistan all the time?
Sure. Last one. Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal, suicide. Okay. Foreign debts, homeless vets, AIDS, crack, Bernie Getz.
That's actually the best verse. I like that
Is
one.
the best one? Do you know who Bernie Getz is?
The name sounds familiar.
Okay, all right. Hypodermics on the shore, China's under martial law. That was a little kid up there. Hypodermics on the shore was a good start.
Yeah. You couldn't find a word that rhymed with shore?
Yeah. Come on.
It's not a hard... There's a lot of things that end in or.
Yeah. Rock and roller, cola wars, I can't take it anymore. And then four.
Wait, hold on. Pause. The thing that pushed him over the edge was Cola Wars?
Coke or Pepsi, dude. It's hard.
Like, JFK, what else do I have to say?
Yeah.
But then way later in the song, he's like, okay, I can't pick. Coke and Pepsi are both pretty good. I can't take it anymore. This is ridiculous.
And then it's the chorus like 4 times.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then, I don't know, have you heard it in a while?
Not too long ago. Yeah.
I heard it like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't remember. It's like over the top, cheesy 80s synth sound.
Yeah.
Just nonstop.
Yeah.
Not in the fun way, in the, oh, they really thought they were the future of music right now kind of way.
And the music in the song is a lot of like da 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 da. You know, it's very repetitive.
Oh, man.
It's that like typical like rock and roll kind of thing, piano thing. Came out in 1989.
Yeah.
From the
and
album,
it sounds like it.
Yeah. From the album Stormfront. And it was nominated for Record of the Year.
That's how you know that Record of the Year means nothing.
Oh boy, does it ever. Does it? Beyonce, most Grammys ever.
Yeah.
At this point. Which
ask me how many Album of the Year Grammys she has.
How many? 0.
Big fat goose
Really?
egg. Yeah. She loses every time. She lost. Remember that year Beck won?
Yeah.
And I love Beck.
Yeah, I
this
like
is
Beck
not a
too.
knock on Beck.
No.
But that album that won Album of the Year was bullshit.
It was a makeup
bad.
Grammy.
It was not a good
Yeah.
album.
Because Beck made several good records.
Yeah. She lost that year
Yeah.
to him. She's lost to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm going to say about Taylor Swift.
Oh, I do. Oh, I do.
And then this year lost to Harry Styles.
Oh, Harry Styles.
Harry
won, huh?
Styles.
Okay.
Which
Interesting.
I don't know enough about Harry Styles music to say that he shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
But just looking at Harry Styles, he shouldn't have won.
People really, really like him. I mean, and the music. I mean, the music that I've heard.
Yeah.
is good. I mean,
I saw him on. I think I saw him on SNL,
yeah.
and it was fine. I wouldn't listen to it,
Yeah.
but just because I wouldn't listen to it doesn't mean it's bad.
He's doing the whole, you know, I mean, these days it's a little different because, like, maybe he really is, like, gender nonconforming. Mm-hmm. But to me, he's doing from the outside, he seems to be doing like a Prince kind of thing.
It does feel a little forced.
Yeah, it may be. I don't know. It's hard to say, but
like, because there are people who do it. Like a good example is Kid Cudi.
yeah, okay,
Like I've seen, he's done a couple things like where he wears a dress,
yeah, sure,
whatever.
and
it doesn't feel forced. It's not. There's no reason for him to be doing it.
Yeah.
He just chose to do it.
he's just doing it. Yeah,
But everything, it's always like a magazine photo shoot.
yeah.
That feels a little.
I think every day of Harry Styles' life is a magazine
that's
photo shoot, probably.
That's true. There's a lot of GQ following him around.
That's right. So I have a coworker who, before he before his solo career took off, because he was in that like boy band. She saw him here in town
Okay.
and recognized him. He was trying to be low key, like he was dressed really low key, and they were at like a coffee shop or something. And she was like, "Oh my god!" She quietly,
Right.
"It's you." And he's like, "Yeah. Be cool. Like, don't say anything." Right.
And she said, "For $1 million, I'll be cool." Let's go. Let's do this.
He was like, "Be cool. Like, just let me get out of here, and then when we get out, like, I'll sign something for you. I'll take pictures, whatever." And she, instead of doing that, at the top of her lungs, she goes, "Oh my god, it's Harry Styles!" And then like 25 girls just came running in his direction.
That's one of the best things I've ever heard.
Isn't that great?
Oh no, I'm not interested in an autograph right now.
I don't want a little personal time with one of my favorite stars.
You're not allowed to enjoy your latte.
That's right.
Hey everyone.
That's awesome.
I would like to see the look on his face
Yeah.
when she did that.
I think he was horrified.
I'm sure.
I
I'm
think
sure.
his face like dropped. It
It's
was
just got to be
oh
like
my
a
God.
what?
Yeah.
Oh,
You fucked
I'm
up.
at the frothy monkey. Leave me alone.
You know, I think it might have been
It's always
actually
the frothy
a frothy
monkey.
monkey, or like what's it, Fido or something like that. Yeah. Oh my God, it's Harry Styles. Ah, and that's kind of how she talks.
That's fantastic.
Pretty great, right? Billy Joel. I'm still on this.
Yeah.
Conceived the idea. This is on Wikipedia. Conceived the idea for the
On
song.
mescaline. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
A little less exciting than mescaline. Conceived the idea for the song when he had just turned 40. That's encouraging.
Okay.
We're not quite 40. He was in a recording studio and met a then 21-year-old friend of Sean Lennon, who said, quote, "It's a terrible time to be 21. Joel replied, "Yeah, I remember when I was 21. I thought it was an awful time, and we had Vietnam and, drug problems and civil rights problems, and everything seemed to be awful." The friend replied, Yeah, but it's different for you. You were a kid in the 50s, and everybody knows that nothing happened in the 50s. Joel retorted, "Wait a minute. Didn't you hear of the Korean War or the Suez Canal crisis?" Joel later said those headlines formed the basic framework for the song.
So the song is kind of a get off my lawn
Kinda.
song.
Yeah.
Hey kids, shut up.
Shut up! Joel later criticized his own song on strictly musical grounds.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't even know what they are, but he's right.
In 1993, when discussing it with documentary filmmaker David Horn, Joel compared its melodic content unfavorably to his song The Longest Time. He says, "Take a song like We Didn't Start the Fire. It's really not much of a song.
That's correct.
If you take the melody by itself, terrible. Like a dentist drill."
You mean this melody? Da 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 da.
I mean, that is it, basically. Actually, I would love to hear you cover We Didn't Start the Fire.
Oh man,
And put your spin on
that
it.
wouldn't be that. I could do that.
You could do that.
I could change some
Yeah.
verses too.
Yeah.
Add more.
Can I sing
Make
the chorus
it
with
80
you?
minutes long.
Endless.
We need that AI starting right now.
Did I tell you about that? So my friend Chris was showing that to me, showing me Chat GPT.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. Well, probably a couple months ago now. Anyway, we asked it to write. We asked it to write like a emo style song about my life being terrible, and it spit it out in almost real time.
Yeah.
And it was passable. Like you would have believed a person would have written this. It's crazy.
It's a little terrifying.
And then we asked it to write an essay about Duke Ellington. Spit it right out.
It's a problem for people in the education realm.
Yeah, big time.
Because like before, if someone was cheating, it was usually you could go find plagiarism.
Yeah.
There's no plagiarism.
No.
It's AI. It's completely written.
Yeah. It's crazy.
How do you find that?
Yeah. Well, someone's working on that. I read something about that recently. Someone figured it out.
I'm sure someone will eventually, but right now, kids.
Yeah.
Right now is the time.
Yeah.
Take advantage.
Before they figure out how to stop you.
Now's when you get to stick it to the man. Then the man figures it out. You have to figure out a different way to stick it to him.
You're at a critical moment right now. Do it.
If you think in the future you may need another essay, go ahead, do it right now. Get it ready.
Pick random topics out of the air.
You think you might be writing about Rosa Parks in 5 years? Why not? Go for it.
Then we asked it to write code for like a simple Pong type game. It took a little longer, but it spit that right out too.
Wow.
It's crazy. And you just watch it generate it.
That's insane.
It just appears on the screen. It's bizarre, man.
I don't know how I feel about this stuff.
I don't either. I mean,
because it's amazing on the one hand.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like, why?
I know. I mean, I understand that AI might be great for solving certain kinds of problems, but I don't think these are the problems.
No, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Well, and it's one of those things, and I hate this because it feels like it's a slippery slope argument.
Yeah.
But right now, like that and deepfake and all that stuff are fun.
Yeah.
Until someone stops using them for fun.
Right.
And then it won't be fun anymore.
No, people are using it for something terrible.
It's the same with everything that's ever happened on the internet. Like Facebook was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
About 5 years.
Yeah. And then it wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
Twitter, fun. Well, then it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, it's just how long does it take someone to exploit it?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely, everything on the internet does have a shelf life. Like that. When asked if he deliberately intended to chronicle the Cold War with his song, he responded, "It was just my luck that the Soviet Union decided to close down shop soon after putting out the song, and that this span had symmetry to it. It was 40 years that he had lived through." He was asked if he could do a follow-up about the next couple of years after the events that transpired in the original song, but he commented, "No, I wrote one song already, and I don't think it was really that good to begin with."
He's correct.
Melodically. He is correct.
He is correct. Now I like Billy Joel a little bit more.
At least he knows
that it was a bullshit song.
Yeah.
Like he acknowledged it.
He's honest with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's certainly honest with himself.
Because there are too many musicians that put out songs that are just bad like that.
Yeah.
That are going to stick with that song through hell or high water.
Right.
And they know it's not a good song.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
But you can't say that.
It's like that other Hoobastank song we can't remember.
Right. If you ask the guy from Hoobastank, I'm going to say Chet.
Sure.
Chet from Hoobastank.
Cheddar.
About that other song.
Yeah.
I mean, chances are he's not going to admit it was bad. But
yeah,
he knows.
He knows.
Chet knows. Chet knows every Hoobastank song was kind of bad.
And the reason was just good enough.
Right.
To become a radio
Yeah.
hit.
Was it a good song? No.
Not really.
Was it radio good? Yeah, I guess.
Did it fit the mold of the time? It certainly did.
There you go.
Yeah, it certainly did. Yeah, because I think, whether we can admit it to ourselves or not, I think you're right. I think that everybody knows. You sort of know automatically whether a song is good or not.
Yeah.
There's like this, like, it's like not your brain. I mean, it is your brain, but it's like you don't think about it. It's just
Right.
it just hits you, and it's like, is this good or is this not? Sometimes it grows on you,
Right.
but usually it's like a quick gut reaction thing.
Yeah. Gut reaction is the ultimate decider on things like that.
Yeah.
And gut reaction for We Didn't Start the Fire is, why am I listening to this synth? What is this? It's not creative. It's just bad.
I never thought we'd talk this much about We Didn't Start the Fire.
No one has ever talked this much about We Didn't Start the Fire. You know what? Let's start a whole podcast about We Didn't Start the Fire.
If you took every word one at a time,
You have to analyze each subject.
Yeah.
That's actually not a terrible podcast.
Oh my God. Nathan, you're not wrong. Let me pull the lyrics back up. You're not wrong.
Each episode is dedicated to a subject from We Didn't Start the Fire.
Harry Truman, first episode.
Yeah.
You get to talk about the guy who dropped nuclear weapons on Japan.
Man. Oh.
Next episode, Doris Day, famous actress.
If anyone decides to do this, I want an EP credit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like mention that we first proposed the idea.
A story by credit.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
want. Something
Yeah.
like that.
I mean, there's a lot of words in this. And, I mean, Marilyn Monroe, is that just one episode?
Yeah.
You could probably do 2 or 3 on Marilyn Monroe.
You could do a whole season on Marilyn Monroe if you wanted to. There's a lot there.
There's a lot there. That's actually, I mean, you skip the chorus.
Yeah.
But, like, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's not.
It's really not.
Don't you hate when you come up with one of those ideas that's kind of a good idea?
Yeah.
But you don't want to do it?
Well, you just... you just know... Oh, you mean our other podcast? You just know you don't have time.
Yeah.
I think that's what the feeling is. It's like...
Well, this would be a research-heavy podcast,
It would.
Because you can't... I don't think anyone would want to hear a podcast where I'm waxing poetic about Red China.
For an hour. Ugh.
With no research done into it. Yeah, China! Tiananmen Square!
I mean...
that was bad. All right, well, that's the episode.
I have to ask you, too. This is something that was rolling around in my brain recently. And I don't know if this came out of a dream or what. But we've only ever... Look at you.
Yeah, I got fire.
Going. We've only ever had Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah.
Nothing but a Bob thing.
Yeah.
And Your Favorite Thing Sucks, right?
Yeah.
We never did another show.
Yeah.
Okay, because I have this weird deja vu-y pseudo memory.
I feel like we started something, like we threw ideas around.
We did throw ideas around, but I don't know, did we ever record?
I don't think we ever recorded.
I don't think we
another
did either. Because I just had this vague memory of us like talking about Bob Ross, but not on that show. Like, I mean, I know we talked about it on this show because
Right.
we have an episode called Ball Busting Bobby.
Yeah.
Where I think maybe some of that.
That candle I lit immediately went out.
Oh.
Did you dream a good idea for a podcast?
No, it might just be built off of, years of memories at this point of the two of us sitting here doing this. But it was weird. Like, it had another structure. There was a structure to it.
Oh, well, that definitely wasn't real.
I mean, not a hardcore. I don't know. It's weird, man.
It was like an Ira Glass structure.
Kind of.
Like every episode we went,
yeah.
Today we'll be discussing Bob Ross in 3 acts. First act.
Happy Little Nothings. Yeah, so, okay, I just needed to fact check that with you because I was kind of losing my mind. I think maybe what happened is I got a view into an alternate universe.
That could be.
And where we were doing something else.
In an alternate universe.
Yeah.
Because in the idea that there are infinite alternate universes.
Right.
With infinite possibilities.
Yes.
There's one of them where we're the Joe Rogan of that universe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, think about that.
I don't know that I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. And there's one universe where We Didn't Start the Fire is more respected than Subterranean Homesick Blues. That's
awesome.
right.
Wow. That's hard to imagine.
So let that sink in for everyone. This is why we shouldn't mess with interdimensional travel.
No.
You don't want to know those realities.
If we were the Joe Rogans, could we have a guy who we don't see that we ask to do things
Yeah.
while we're recording?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. We'd have a
Okay.
whole studio.
Can we get a Jamie?
Yeah, we'd have a
Okay.
Jamie. We'd have a studio. And then we
Yay.
would invite people on that secretly we agree with. But if
Yeah.
anyone pressed us on it, we'd go, look, we're just letting everyone speak their opinion.
That would be what we would do.
That's what you
the
do.
Whole thing.
That's the whole Joe Rogan plan. Is
Yeah.
I agree with these people. Oh, people don't like it. Look, free speech. Okay,
Oh man.
we're not cancel culture's bad. I let everyone on the show.
He does say that.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
not
his
cancel
defense.
culture to not let people on your podcast.
That's true.
That's not cancel.
That's not
culture.
canceling them. No. No.
If you had them on there and then you took it away from them,
Yeah.
that would be canceling them. If it's just a person you go, oh no, that guy's an asshole, I'm not having him on my show, that's just booking. I mean, if we're saying that everyone should get to be on there, we should get to be on Rogan's podcast.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Free speech.
Free speech, Nathan.
Free speech.
Free speech.
Someone let him know.
A music video for the song was directed by Chris Blum. The video begins with a newly married couple entering their 1940s style kitchen
Oh boy.
and shows events in their domestic life over the next 4 decades, including the addition of children, their growth, and later grandchildren, and the eventual death of the family's father.
Oh, fun.
The passage of time is also depicted by periodic redecoration and upgrades to the kitchen, while an unchanging Billy Joel looks on in the background. Joel is also shown banging on a table in front of a burning backdrop depicting various images.
Oh, because there's a fire.
Yeah.
He didn't start it, but
No.
there is a fire. It was always burning. So,
Depicting various images that include the execution of Win Van Lim and Lee Harvey Oswald, among others.
here's a major issue I have with the song.
Alrighty.
And so, the theme is we didn't start the fire. And presumably the fire is, the
Conflict, war.
the conflict, terrible
Yeah.
atrocities of mankind.
Sure.
But then we've got things thrown in there about, like, the Brooklyn Dodgers were successful.
Yeah.
That seems
blah, blah, blah.
unrelated.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't start the fire of the Brooklyn Dodgers being the third best team in New York. I don't know what you're going for.
That's amazing.
It just makes no sense. None of it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense, Nathan. It doesn't. I remember the music video very well.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not particularly good.
I should say it's not good now.
Yeah,
At the time, it might have been good.
sure. I mean, for 89,
We're talking late 80s.
Yeah, I mean, people were still very much experimenting
Yeah,
with music
it didn't
videos.
have star wipes on it, so that's a big step up from a lot of music videos.
You mean where like the star comes in the screen?
Yeah, it just it wipes to a different picture. Yeah, that was a bad.
Yeah.
There were a lot of really bad music video conventions in the 80s.
Certainly. Yeah, well, everyone was just experimenting.
Yeah, I like the 80s one where it would suddenly look like neon line drawings of things.
I like that. I do like that. There's some Duran Duran that's
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Yeah, it was bad. All of it was bad.
I remember this music video. I remember Mariah Carey's Hero for some reason,
Okay.
which is listen to that song now. And I mean,
No one listens to Mariah Carey unless it's Christmas.
well, that's true.
That's how the world works in
She has become
2023.
the queen.
Yeah.
The queen of Christmas.
So this Christmas, and it's happened like 3 years in a row now. I've seen this.
All right.
People start scheduling interviews with Mariah Carey. Is there a person who has
very
written
strange.
one song harder than Mariah Carey has? It's impressive.
I mean, over the last decade, right? Is really.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know any non-Christmas song she has put out
In the
last 20 years.
That's probably right. Yeah.
And that song, that's the cash cow right there.
We did watch. Well, they watched all of it. I watched half of it because I thought it was going to be an hour, and it was 2 hours of her Christmas special
Oh, no.
this year.
Oh, no.
And she covered her entire repertoire
Oh, that's okay.
within it, and also just a bunch of just Christmas songs. You know, just other.
Right.
Tried and
that's
true.
okay. No, everyone wants the one. If you have a 2-hour Christmas special, just sing that song over and over.
You're right.
You're probably going to get the same viewership.
And what do you think the last song was that she sang?
I'm assuming it was All I Want for
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she lead off with that song too?
No.
It should have been at the beginning and at the end,
Bookend
and
it.
just like a couple in the middle.
Like other stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what they should do if they're going to give her a Christmas special? They should take that song and turn it into a whole narrative.
Ooh. Okay.
And it's
like
a
that.
whole like animated Christmas special. That's
Oh.
a narrative tied to that song.
I like it.
And then at the end, Mariah Carey sings the song that drives me insane as the credits roll.
Kind of like an 8 Crazy Nights
Yeah.
situation. Mm-hmm. 8 Crazy Nights, I like.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but
It's dumb, but appropriately dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
It's this is probably not a popular opinion.
Okay,
But I'm going to say it anyway.
sure.
Adam Sandler is underrated.
How do you figure?
Okay, so Adam Sandler, everyone thinks dumb comedy,
Yeah,
right?
naturally.
Because he's done a lot of, like Jack and Jill.
It's a great example.
That's a terrible movie.
I mean, but he had a run
Right.
of great ones.
He had a run of great ones.
Yeah.
And if you put Adam Sandler in a dramatic role, he's going to kill it. He kills it every time he's in a dramatic role.
Uncut Gems.
And every single time he does it,
Yeah.
everyone goes, "What?
They all act surprised.
He can do dramatic act." He's done it multiple times at this point.
Punch Drunk Love.
What was the Don Cheadle 9/11 movie where his
Oh.
family died in the plane?
Oh God, I don't know what movie that is.
It was very good.
Wow.
I mean, the movie was not that great. He was very good in the movie.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It wasn't played for laughs.
Yeah.
It
Well,
wasn't.
yeah, well, yeah.
It wasn't like a funny 9/11 movie.
Yeah.
Like, ha, 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 ha.
we've yet to have that. Huh.
Yeah, it's
I wonder
not.
why.
I don't know. It's apparently people don't want a wacky farce about it. I don't know.
I don't know. It's
Someday
great.
we'll get there. You know.
Yeah, in time. In time.
But yeah, every single movie he does that is dramatic is good.
Yeah. Did you see Uncut Gems?
Yeah.
It's so good.
And he was
He
fantastic
was
in that movie.
great. And you don't even think it's Adam Sandler.
So
He disappeared into that character.
so everyone thinks of stupid Jack and Jill, or what's the one with Kevin James where they got married?
Oh, yeah.
I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
That's
That
it.
one.
That's it.
And yes, those are garbage. They're
Yeah.
also him having fun, and that's all he's trying to do is have fun and make some money
True.
off those movies.
That is true.
So he's underrated because no one gives him any respect. And he deserves at least a little.
Yeah. I heard some folks talking about another podcast I like was going over their favorite devil movies because they've just reached their 666th episode.
Oh.
It's a movie podcast.
Yeah.
And Little Nicky came up.
Yeah.
And I remember liking Little Nicky just because it was so kind of over the top.
It's insanely over the top.
I mean, he does that crazy voice the whole time. You got Henry Winkler showing up in it, which he shows up in a lot of Adam Sandler movies, I think. At least a few times.
At least for a while, he was one of the guys.
Yeah.
Because he was in The Water Boy, too.
Oh, he's the coach in The Water Boy. As, you know, who the other coach in The Water Boy is fucking Jerry Reed, the musician, you know, and the guy from Smokey and the Bandit, you know? But Little Nicky, I mean, one of the best ideas any human being has ever had is, what do we do to Hitler in hell?
Yeah.
It's every day at a certain time. We put him in a French maid outfit and we shove a pineapple up his ass.
It seems fair.
It seems pretty fair.
Other thing for Adam Sandler being underrated.
Yeah.
Sure, he's done dumb comedy.
Yeah.
But if you can watch Big Daddy
Yeah.
and tell me it's a dumb comedy and not a well-done movie,
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
I agree.
It's a very well-done movie.
I agree. It's compelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there dumb humor in it? Well, Rob Schneider shows up, so yes.
Poor Rob Schneider.
No, don't say that.
Don't say that?
No, he's also become like a MAGA guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Rob Schneider.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever.
So, good riddance.
Deuce Bigelow, MAGA guy.
So it's we don't like him as a person.
I didn't know that about him.
And also his career is just bad.
Yeah, I mean, he never quite reached the heights as some of the others, unfortunately.
And I don't know. I never got the Deuce Bigelow thing. I watched it.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it.
I don't know if I laughed.
I don't think anyone ever actually laughed at that movie.
I don't know. It's like, maybe he was supposed to do. I remember liking The Animal. Do you remember that one?
Yes, that one actually. I think that one was funnier than Deuce Bigelow.
I remember that one being funny. Yeah, I just didn't like the whole like male gigolo thing.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It was like a weird take on Austin Powers or something, which is funny.
Yes.
I will defend the. Oh, we just lost Burt Bacharach, by the way.
Did we?
Yeah, today or yesterday.
I had no idea.
And, you know, love at the end of the first Austin Powers. They're on the bus. Mike Myers and what's her name? Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
They're on the top of the double-decker bus, and he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Burt Bacharach." It's fucking Burt Bacharach. Yeah. He's playing "What the World Needs Now Is Love."
That was one of those things where he did that movie, and it was successful.
Yeah.
The whole series.
Yeah, all three? Yeah. 3.
And now he's tried to make a whole career out of that.
Yeah.
And you can't do it a second time.
No, it's a one and done.
Yeah, like you can't do wacky over the top character movie like that multiple times.
Yeah, that's true.
Love Guru? One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It's so bad.
That's what I've heard.
It's so bad.
I've never actually seen it.
And it's not fun bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad where you're like, wow, this is funny. Let's keep watching. It's just painfully bad.
Just didn't come together.
No, it's...
He was recently in a movie. I can't say it was a good movie. It was one of the ones I watched when I had a fever. Amsterdam.
Okay.
We might have talked about it on the show because in spoilers for Amsterdam if you haven't seen it yet. In the first 15 minutes, you get to see Taylor Swift get hit by a car.
Oh!
So
hold on. What's this?
I knew that would excite you. And it's set in like the 1920s, 30s, somewhere in there. So it's like an old car.
Wait, so it's not Taylor Swift playing herself?
No,
I'm less interested then.
But one of the highlights of that movie, of a kind of a mess of a movie, honestly, but one of the highlights is Mike Myers. He plays a British intelligence agent, and he's paired with Michael Shannon. You know Michael Shannon,
right?
Who is like a naval intelligence guy for the U.S.
It's David O. Russell.
David O. Russell, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Go on.
That's it. It's just, that's one of the highlights of the movie. It's a mess of a movie. It's got some cool ideas, but it's really long.
That's kind of David O. Russell in a nutshell.
What else has he done? I don't really know.
He he did I Heart Huckabees too, right?
Yeah.
He did
I liked that movie.
I did too, but it also I Heart Huckabees, American Hustle, Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, okay. Silver Linings.
The Fighter.
Okay, yeah.
Spanking the Monkey. I don't know what that movie is. It just is a fun name for a movie.
It sure is.
It's like I Heart Huckabees was one of those movies where I liked it, but it could have been a lot better than it was.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched it in forever.
It could have. I don't know if it wasn't edited enough or what.
Okay.
But it just wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
I Heart Huckabees and what's the other one that I'm thinking of that I always lump together? Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
Both similar tones to me.
Right.
Could have been very good. And kind of just went, it's good enough. Let's go.
Thank You for Smoking was my introduction to Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
I hadn't
It was a good movie.
for that. Yeah.
But it could have been a better movie.
Yeah.
So.
And I Heart Huckabees, man. There's another one I want to throw in there, and I might be conflating. Who else in I Heart Huckabees? I know it's
Jason Schwartzman's in
it.
it.
Is Mark Wahlberg in it? Is
Dustin Hoffman.
That's okay.
Jude Law, Jason Schwartzman, Lily Tomlin, Mark Wahlberg, Naomi Watts.
I got it. That's the movie I was thinking of. Okay. Because there's like this whole thing going on with Dustin Hoffman and Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg and Lily Tomlin, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That is like separate from the other story. Yeah. Okay.
Unnecessary.
Okay. That whole thing.
It's unnecessary. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's a choice. David O. Russell made a choice. He also yelled at Lily Tomlin, I've heard, on that set a lot.
You do not yell
No one
at
should
Lily
yell at Lily Tomlin.
Fucking American treasure.
But, he's David O. Russell. He's a temperamental
artist type.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So he yells at Lily Tomlin.
You cannot fucking do that.
Here's the thing. If there is a person you can yell at, it probably is Lily Tomlin because she can handle it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If there's a person who it's not going to faze them, it's Lily Tomlin.
It's Lily Tomlin. I think you're right. I think she can handle it.
Like, in fact, she probably yelled back at him.
Hey, fuck you.
Do you know who I am? I'm Lily Tomlin.
Yeah.
I'm not that big a deal, but I'm a kind of big deal. You know what? Add Lily Tomlin to the list of people I want on the podcast to be interviewed.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Can
Not
you
David O.
imagine?
Russell. I don't want to interview him.
Yeah.
I actually, looking at this list of people who were in this movie, Lily Tomlin, maybe Jason Schwartzman are the only ones I would want to talk to.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Dustin Hoffman, you'd get a good conversation.
I mean, he's like one of these kind of aloof people.
You wouldn't get anything from Jude Law.
Very talented, but
yeah.
Nothing
from Jude Law.
No, I don't think so.
Mark Wahlberg, get out.
I don't want to talk about Father Stu, okay?
There is no world where I want to have a conversation with Mark Wahlberg. And it's not a knock against Mark Wahlberg. I just don't want to be in the same room with him. I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah. I had to look up what Spanking the Monkey is.
Uh-huh.
A 1994 film he did. Here's a synopsis.
Uh-huh.
Bright young student Raymond Ibely is forced to sidetrack an important medical internship because his mother, Susan, is recovering from a broken leg. When he isn't tasked with the most when he isn't tasked with the most mundane aspects of Susan's recuperation, Raymond finds distraction in a neighborhood girl, Toni Peck.
Okay.
But as Susan begins relying on her son for both physical and emotional needs, Raymond starts developing disturbing and unwanted new yearnings. Does it sound like a movie where he's Like,
It does sound like the lead up to a Cinemax movie.
it does, doesn't it? Wikipedia describes it as a 1994 American sick comedy film.
A sick comedy.
Sick
That's a
comedy.
genre?
I guess, is it where someone's sick? I don't, or is it just like a fucked up comedy? Is that what we're saying?
Sick comedy. Huh.
It doesn't. I'm trying to figure out what it means.
That's not really enough information for
No,
me.
no.
Oh no, it's got incest.
That's what
I'm looking through the plot. He
that's
feels
what I-
extreme guilt for his incestuous sexual feelings and rubs his skin raw to punish himself.
Oh boy.
That's a sentence I just read. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a.
All right. I don't ever.
It
need
has a
to-
92 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, that's good. I don't ever need to see it though. That's a
No, I'm actually probably pretty good on.
incest movies.
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen one incest movie, you've seen
You've seen
all the incest movies, you know? So,
I mean, it is kind of the same basic idea every time.
do you think this is the Citizen Kane of incest movies?
I gotta imagine it is. Yeah. He's just masturbating to no end and going Rosebud.
The AFI's top 100 incest movies, it's always number one. It's always number
Well, it's probably still better than Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Amsterdam's got to be a lot lower. You should see what that
Oh,
is
okay. Let's check this out.
real fast because there's
Let's-
no chance it's that high.
Well, you know why?
No, I don't know why.
No incest.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Was there incest in it?
No, there wasn't.
Let's see. Reception. 33.
Oh yeah, that seems about right.
Oh boy.
Is
so
it's a green splat, yeah.
yeah, that would be a big green splat. Yeah. So the incest movie is exactly 59 higher than Amsterdam. That's pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive. Oh man.
How do you feel if your career started with a movie that's a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes and then your last project is a 33? It can't feel great.
Aren't you supposed to get better as you go? Yeah. I mean, some people do though. Some people peak early.
Yeah.
And then it's just never really.
Not everyone's a Scorsese
Yeah.
where you're good all the way.
So consistent.
Yeah. Like Scorsese, I don't know that Scorsese's ever put out a bad movie.
I can't think of one if he has.
If he's put out it's not a bad movie. It may be a movie I don't want to watch.
Sure. For various reasons.
But that doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
Right.
David O. Russell has put out a bad movie.
Yeah. I'm guessing more than one, but
Yeah.
potentially several.
But they've been successful enough
Yeah.
that studios keep letting him do it.
I think that's
They
how-
keep going, hey,
how it goes.
guys, do you remember spanking the monkey? What if we could channel that energy again into a movie? Get
right.
David on the phone.
Here's what we got from Scorsese. Mm-hmm. I don't know all of these.
Okay.
He has directed, as of 2019, he's directed 25 full-length feature films.
Okay.
And
That's actually way less than I thought.
Yeah, and 16 documentaries.
Yeah. His documentaries are very good, but way too thorough.
Really? Okay.
He did one on Bob Dylan. And it's like 8 hours long, I
Holy
feel
God.
like. Yeah, it's like he's getting into Ken Burns territory.
Holy moly. 1967, Who's That Knocking at My Door? I don't know that one.
Yeah.
1972, Boxcar Bertha. I don't know that one. 73, Mean Streets.
Okay.
74, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. 76, Taxi Driver.
Yeah, there we go.
77, New York, New York. 80, Raging Bull. 82, King of Comedy. 85, After Hours. 86, The Color of Money. 88, The Last Temptation of Christ.
Yeah, so he just owned the 80s.
Yeah.
The 80s were his.
Well, check out the 90s. 1990, Goodfellas.
Okay.
91, Cape Fear.
Okay.
93, Age of Innocence. 95, Casino.
So he owned the 90s, the 80s and the 90s, and part of the 70s.
97, Kundun. I don't know that one.
Okay.
99, a very cool movie with Nicolas Cage, Bringing Out the Dead.
Okay.
Ambulance driver movie. Really intense. 2002, Gangs of New York. 2004, The Aviator.
Okay, so you owned the 2000s. So you owned the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s.
2006, The Departed.
Yeah. Actually, man, he dominated the 2000s.
Killed it. He only made 3 movies between 2002 and 2000 before in the first decade of the 2000s.
But
god damn, they're all awesome.
3 I mean, they were all nominated for Best Picture.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were. Yeah.
They all were, and I'm pretty sure at least one of them, if not more than one of them, won.
Yeah. 2010, Shutter Island, which was a cool movie. 2011, Hugo, which won some awards. 2013, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, that won all the awards.
2016, I don't know this one, Silence. And then 2019, The fucking Irishman.
So he also dominated the 2010s.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Just the
40
70s
years
through the 2010s. That's it. That's all.
Let's see. I'm looking up the list of awards for him here. Okay. I don't care about Grammys. I do care about Grammys because what has he won a Grammy for? Oh, for the Bob Dylan documentary.
Oh, there you go. That's it.
No Direction Home.
Oh yeah, No Direction Home. Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, it's wild.
He has only won Best Director for The Departed.
That's crazy.
He got nominated for Best Director for Raging Bull, The Last Temptation of Christ, Goodfellas, Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, Hugo, The Wolf of Wall Street, and The Irishman, and has only won for The Departed.
Holy shit. Wow.
Which is, if there's one thing you can say about Scorsese, it's his direction is on point.
Yes.
His editing might not be on point. He likes really long movies, but dude can direct.
Dude can absolutely direct.
Oh boy.
And I don't think he ever started any fires.
Not one fire. If he started a fire, that song would have been a solid 15 minutes longer. Sushi Jackknife.